Yeah, so really, really excited. Maya Nnaji is a player that I had my eye on for so many years. Nothing to do with Zeke just being here, but because she's such a great player. Very familiar with her high school. I love her high school coach. So her high school coach is T.T. Starks' mother. I don't know if you guys knew that, Tara Starks. And she's a great coach, runs a really good program, and Maya's coached really well. Maya is 6'4", versatile. She can score in different ways. She can play inside and outside. So great player, the highest ranked player we've ever had, number 9 nationally, number 3 in her position, which I think she's even better than that. She's going to be an immediate impact player. But more importantly, off the court, she is a phenomenal young woman. So if you guys, people love Sam, so think about, just a different version of her. And I think, Maya is really smart. She's a great connector, a really good teammate, a leader. She's coming into Arizona into a medical program. And so a 7-year plan to be a doctor. So she's, a very good student, all those things. So, we're just so happy to have her. I can't wait to coach her. And then Kailyn Gilbert, phenomenal player. I think very underrated also. She can play the 1, she can play the 2. She can score in different ways. She's strong, a great passer, but she can shoot. And she's good off pick and roll. She's a good defender, so she's going to fit our system really well. Another player that can make an immediate impact. She has a strong body, and she's just scratched the surface. She recently just went to IMG Academy, which Coach Daly runs an amazing program. So she's going to really excel this year, and which is great preparation for her coming to college. So can't wait. In my opinion, they're 2 of the best players in the country. But, just off the court, they're phenomenal young women. And so I'm really, really excited for this class. I really, truly am. It's like perfect.
Sure. When you look at the recruiting class, do you expect to sign 1 or 2 more players further down the line?
We'll sign another one today, who I can't talk about, but excited about her. She'll sign later on because she's with the national team. We could sign one more. So I'm not actively, I wasn't out pursuing, but there's a situation where we could, but not sure. But regardless, our class is great. So whether we do or not, we're prepared for next year. And I think we don't need a lot of players after that. So if we get 3, we have 3 today. We could get a 4th. But with that said, next year we only need a couple spots because we have a really full roster with depth. And a lot of things change every year, but I think we have a team that's built to be successful for the next 3 or 4 years at a high level. So I think you'll see us even be better in a couple of years than we are now. So I'm excited for that.
And Kaylyn, she committed fairly early from cross-country, no visit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you convince a player like that to come?
Well, she followed us and watched us, and that was before we had all that success. I think just wanted to be a part of it. We had great connection. She's a great kid, like an amazing kid. Another relationship that really helped was Trinity was another player from Florida that knows Kaylyn and never had been to Arizona. So I think Trinity being here, they were always talking and she was asking her questions. And Trinity had an amazing experience. And so I think that also helped with Kaylyn. And Kaylyn's a baller. She is a lot of people say they're gym rats, but she is truly a gym rat. She works on her game relentlessly, and she wants to be good. So I think just seeing what we do, seeing how we develop and wanting to be a part of it, and she's going to be a better college player than high school. So I'm excited for her, but it's hard. During COVID, it was hard. So that's why I told you guys before, I really, truly feel that after the next year and a half, 2 years, there's going to be way more kids in the transfer portal because they're going to places they've never been. But Kaylyn's going to love it here, and she'd love to hear on her visit.
Okay. You mentioned Naji being here and Maya Nnaji coming here. How much do you think that played a role in terms of seeing her brother at Arizona and the success he had, wanting her to come to Arizona?
I think it plays a role in not that sense because there were 2 different coaches and men's and women's basketball, but in the sense that Zeke loved it here. And if their family is amazing, their family is extremely well-rounded, extremely smart. Like they know the fits and they're very involved. So I think Maya got a chance to come here a lot, and some of it even like we wouldn't even always see her. Sometimes we were on the road, but she came and saw Tucson, saw where her brother lived and how he experienced and loved it. So I think that helped us knowing the city, because Maya is someone that is it doesn't only think about basketball and winning. It is like the big picture for her. So I guarantee when she comes, she's going to do a lot of stuff in the community to help change things. I mean, she's a selfless person, like a servant attitude mentality. So I guarantee she's going to have a plan for what she wants to do to help people in Tucson. That's just how she is. And that's why I'm so connected and drawn to her. Besides being an amazing player, that's just that's like an extra. But she's the total package in every way.
What do you think that does for you for the future recruiting classes? Because this is the most highly ranked class that you will have.
Don't really care about the numbers because, in my opinion, they're all ranked higher than they are. They all are better players than what they're ranked. So I don't really follow that. But if you look at the perception and looking outside in, and kids are really, the ranking that they have, and it's important, and I think it's more attractive. Because if you look at, for kids nowadays, the photo shoots, all this and that, that's like the most important thing. I don't even think we had photo shoots when I was playing. We didn't actually. So I think that the perception and the attractiveness of the program and who's going there, I think that's just makes it more desirable, which is the way it is. I was never like that as a player. I didn't care about that stuff. But I think this generation is very different, and it matters. So it's going to only help us recruit, and it just gives you more national exposure. And I think that what else it does is that it puts you in different positions with national media. Because the reality is most national media on the East Coast don't know anything about West Coast basketball. They know nothing. They didn't even know who Ari was until the tournament. So I think that we are at a disadvantage all the time. I think because there's so many places close. Like, national media can drive an hour somewhere and touch 4 different universities. It's not like that here. So it just gives us more respect nationally, which we deserve it. And we've done some good work. We deserve it. But now it's maintaining that. But with these type of classes, you can sustain success. You got to coach them up, and now you got to figure out how things matter. But you get better players because I think that every coach looks better and is a better coach with better players. I mean, we made the pick and roll look easy, but also Ari's one of the fastest players in the nation. Whips through it. I can't teach that. Whip through, 4 different people, finish on one leg, through contact over 6'5". Like, I can't teach that. We can teach fundamentals, but you need good players to win, and that's the reality. And it makes everything look different. You can run the same set, and it looks a lot different with All-Americans on the floor than it does with one All-American. So it'll help the program.
When you look at the recruiting class Arizona's bringing in, I know you're not going to be here next season to see those players play, but what does it say about the program from the time you were recruited to now and seeing the growth in that department?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm really excited to see where this program's going to go when I'm gone. We have a lot of good kids coming in. I wish I could play with them, but I don't think I'm going to get a 6th year. But just really happy to see where we've come. Our biggest competitions are like Oregon, the UConns, the Stanfords, UCLA. We're really grabbing the same kids as them. So I'm really just excited that we can now compete where when I was here, I was like the first top 100 kid, which it's whatever. Now we're getting like top 15, top 5. So I'm really happy to see where this program has gone.